Hello, this is Jashikins, and welcome back to another episode of With Extra Happy. With me today, as always, is my lovely co-host Kat.
Hello.
And joining us today, again, is the Peepster, who doesn't really like his reflection in the computer screen, hence I'm going to hold him back a little bit here. But this is Peep. And I've had him in the study for now like 2 or 3 hours, so he's had time to adjust and calm down, and hopefully he won't be a raging maniac like he wasn't last time. Yeah, judging you. Do
He's adorable.
you want to go? Okay, that's good. See, he can get on the shoulder.
Yay.
Yay. Okay, I'll turn you around there so you don't have to look at yourself.
He's still gonna manage to look at himself.
I know, but he can still like turn around, like in like 3, 2. He's like, well, that bird's sort of sexy there. I like that bird. But anyways, this episode we're actually talking about another bird. A boy, bird that's a boy. It's like one of the more depressing parts of the Animorphs series that happens at the end of the first book. Tobias gets trapped in Hawkmorph, and so he doesn't really know what the hell he is because he has the mind of a boy, but he also has hawk instincts. You
I'm
like,
just silently nodding.
yeah, so what are your feelings towards Tobias?
I've always just felt sorry for him and just thought he needed a really long hug.
Yeah, oh god, yeah, I think we were messaging each other the other night, and yeah, hugs and eating cinnamon buns was definitely brought up.
Give me the buns!
Fun. Oh god, yeah, just yeah, he's a depressing character because he definitely needs a lot of hugs. His father went away, his mother disappeared, and spoiler alert, she was alive. Yeah, Peeps like confused, like what?
Yes.
Yeah, so then his aunt and uncle didn't really care about him, and they lived on opposite sides of the United States coast. So one was on the west side, one was on the east side, and the aunt and uncle, you know, shipped him between the two. And to show you how much they didn't care, they the whole when Tobias was trapped and didn't want anyone looking for him, he just sent a letter to one saying, "Hey, I'm with the other," and sent the same letter but with opposite names to the other person. So, and they did not catch on.
They just kind of went, okay, have fun.
Okay, I guess I don't care about them. Like, no, they didn't. That must mean they didn't call each other to see how Tobias was doing. There was no conversation of, oh shit, he's not with the other one. And if there was that conversation, they're like, don't give a shit. Good, we don't have to deal with him anymore. Not good options.
Mm.
We need a hug.
You need lots of hugs.
Oh god, so many hugs. So many huggy hugs. So yeah, that's Tobias in a nutshell. And he's my favorite character of the series. And so that's part of the reason we're doing this special Jekyll and Hyde episode. The other reason being that Tobias is a much more complicated. Sorry, I was like trying to fit one sentence in the space of 2 seconds. One word.
Complicated character.
Yeah, a complicated character as we mentioned before, he has a human side and a hawk side that interact with one another. So it's a little more complicated to talk about than, say, Cassie, because she's just a human with no other side, to her.
Mm.
And you sort of are like Cassie Cat because you seem all sweet and innocent. And
then we bring out the scalpel.
It's just like, oh, okay, I guess I shouldn't, mess with her.
Don't mess with me.
Oh, sorry. I think it's because I brought up the coffee cup and he was just stretching. And so in the middle of his stretch, he's like, the coffee cup is evil.
Sorry, Peep.
Oh, God. Okay. Oh, you managed to land on the... You can't land on the closet door, you idiot. He managed for like half a second and then he's just like, what?
No, this isn't working.
I just feel bad because he was stretching.
Whoops.
Yeah, if you could see, folks, if any you want to go back and rewind and pause that whole spreading of the tail feathers, and that's the birdie stretch. So it's basically like you're sort of waking up and then you're like, oh, good morning, then someone does something and sends you into panic.
God, no.
Yeah, that's
gonna turn evil, and then he went adorable and I just lost it. So that's how to turn off my evil Cassie side. Just give me the image of a bird stretching.
I guess that scared him. I'm gonna blame you for scaring my burb.
Bad Jashing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who had the evil you're taking over disabled host? Remember that episode?
We'll talk about that after.
Yeah, we don't want to take up time because this is already going to be a fucking long episode. That's the only reason why.
Oh god, I'm already laughing evilly. This is going to be fun.
Oh god, I hate you. Okay. I hate me, so it's like not as big of a deal as when someone else says it. But anyways, we're going to start.
Carry on.
Oh, good. Tobias's relationship to his hawk side. Now, for this episode, I was tasked with reading not episode 3, book 3, and book 23.
And I read book 33.
Yeah,
the torture book.
Yeah, where he shits himself in fear.
In pain as well, but yeah.
Yeah, that was he can't. He's in hawk form, so he can't piss. Because I've been, having parakeets for 5 or 6 years at least. I know that they do not piss. This is some gross thing, but I deal with this on like a daily or weekly basis, depending. So this is normal to me, but birds don't piss. Their poop and pee are the same thing. I don't know exactly why, but I clean up the cage and I can tell. There's no piss ever. There's always poop, so he could not piss himself in fear as a hawk.
That makes sense, because I know nothing about birds, so you're basically the bird expert here.
I know hawks and parakeets, of course, are different, but the pooping mechanism will be the same. Yeah, it's I think Pete might be slightly offended. Like,
Peep.
Do I go on? So I get to come onto your podcast, be all famous, and you talk about my literal shit. How dare you? I hate my mom. But anyway, so we read books in the series that had a focus on the hawk and human side and the interaction between the two and how they played off each other. And why I bring this up specifically now is that I read, as I said, number 3, and that's the one where the conflict between the human and hawk side was the greatest. Because at first, Tobias was trying to live as a human in a hawk's body. And the thing is, the hawk didn't really like that. Tobias was living in Jake's attic in a little drawer with some pillows and blankets. And as a human, that seems to make sense, but the hawk did not want that. It wanted to, be in a tree in the middle of a meadow. They brought up what the hawks can tell and what hawks can't. It's I think in number 23, after he successfully fools Vischer 3 into thinking he doesn't know about the Yeerks, that he's not an Andalite bandit, he goes into human morph just so he can cry, because hawks can't cry.
Well,
his at first, Tobias's relationship with his hawk side, as I said, was very conflicted, very, okay, I'm not a hawk, I'm not going to do what these hawk instincts are telling me to do. He had some opinions, he flopped up there. So he was trying to live this very divided life, and the hawk can be very overpowering. And when Tobias made his first kill, he could not really deal with that. He could not deal with the fact that he would have to just change his life, change his whole outlook on life, because he had to find some way to deal with the hawk side of him. And at first, after he made the kill, after he tried to commit suicide, and yes, this is the third book in a series for kids, he let the hawk mind take over, and eventually he was able to make some balance. So yeah, his relationship is one of balance, but also one of not knowing what he is. So it's not like there's some clear division line between him and the hawk. He's the hawk and the hawk is him. It's very complicated. It's sort of tragic. Of course, being a bird is not tragic. Sorry. He like...
No, it's not.
Okay, yeah. What do you think of, Tobias's relationship to his hawk side?
I would say right now it's like really interesting, because they're both sort of at peace with each other, but I can't remember whether the hawk is like aware that he's got this other mind inside of his head. But I think that Tobias is fine with it, because he just he basically just takes a back seat and just lets the hawk just live. And I don't really think he's got like much quarrel with it, especially now. He's just so used to it.
In number 23, though, what I will disagree with, he does think about, what if I became human? Because one of the big plots of number 23 is that Vischer 3 has assumed this form of Arya pretending to be Tobias's aunt. And so before he figures this out, he thinks that, oh, I can... she's really my aunt. She's just actually kind, and I could actually change into human and just stay that way. And so there is sort of a debate inside of him of, just leaving the hawk side behind, of becoming fully human again, not having to deal with it. And in number 23, one of the subplots is food is sort of scarce. So he's having to deal with the fact that he can't just go to McDonald's and, pick up a Big Mac. So and during one of the missions, he's like, okay, this is going to be my final mission, and I'm going to actually live as a human. And then when he figures out during that little battle that Arya is Vischer 3, he can't deal with it. He stops in the middle of the battle and falls down. And and the group thinks that he's injured, that he was injured. It's like, no, he wasn't injured. It was just that the choice of having a normal life. What?
My life is a lie.
Yeah, just that I could have been normal. I could have, not have to live as a hawk. So there's the whole conflict of his hawk and human side. There is a balance, but there's still a little war between them.
But like by book 33, he seems to be like much more comfortable as a hawk, as we see like with the fact that if I may explain book 33. I can't tell whether tech is messing up here. Book 33 basically starts off with everybody at a dance. And Tobias has been human for like over an hour and a half at this point, so he's kind of thinking there's 20 minutes left. I really want to get back to just being a hawk. I don't really remember how to human, and Rachel is being difficult about it, and he's basically just there going, I really want to just get back to being hawk. Being hawk is my normal now.
That was a okay. I have to cover up my food and drink in case he's but that was a moving part in that book, because Rachel really thinks that Tobias just wants to be human, when actually it's complicated for him, because it's not to him, it's not just living in what life he wants, but if he becomes a human non-flit, he won't be able to fight, and he wants to fight. And so Rachel, even in number 23, Rachel's trying to convince Tobias that, becoming human and again and living with Arya is the better option, because that's what he wants. And I think it's very selfish on Rachel's end, because she wants a normal relationship. She wants to be able to huggle in bed, go to a movie, do normal date stuff, and she can't because her boyfriend is a hawk.
Yeah, she just wants a little bit of normalcy. That's literally what the book says.
Yeah. Yeah, it's but yeah, he does feel more like a hawk and more comfortable. I will agree with that, but there's still war. I mean, I didn't reread this yet, but in Megmore's 2, when they go the dinosaur book, Rachel the group split up from each other, and Rachel's trying to get Tobias, in control again. I think it was his dinosaur. He was in his dinosaur more first. There was some reason she had to yell at him to, make him come to. And she had to she had to act like he was a hawk, just a pure hawk, to make him, come to his senses again. So yeah, he is more comfortable. There's still a divide, but he's more comfortable. In the first Megamorphs book, he sort of seems to be very sorrowful that he can't actually go to the pool party that Jake and Cassie are going to. No, he can't hang out like a human. So there's a divide, but he's more comfortable with it and actually seems prideful at moments. It's like, doesn't he? Oh, shit. Sorry. Where's your finger? You get on the finger? Or are you going to bite the finger? Come on. Yeah. Hey, Macarena. Okay.
I can't even see him. He's invisible.
You're an invisible bird. Then he starts to yak, and then you wish he was invisible. Look, he's coming like out of the light. Sorry, Cody.
Oh, he's an angel bird.
He wishes he was an angel bird. I mean, you are very angelic in a non-angelic way, sort of like Samuel was, angelic. If no one gets that reference, that was Lucifer's original name.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not very biblical. I don't know these things.
I was Catholic for a number of years, so I went to Catholic school, so yeah. The more you know, folks. Yeah, so if someone, isn't very biblical, like my friend Kat here, and you want to diss them, just say you look angelic like Samuel. I think that's how you pronounce the name anyways. Whatever. There's probably a few Supernatural fans that are going to correct me.
Oh, they know better than I do.
I don't know. It's like, yeah. Anyways, that's Tobias's relationship to his hawk side. What about his relationship to his human side? In number 3, The Encounter, he does seem to be holding out onto the human side a lot more.
Yeah, well, it's only been like a few weeks, a month, and he's still adjusting, so I don't blame him at all.
I don't know. They don't really make the time absolutely clear, but I'm sure a few of our viewers are one of the smart varieties that's like, I can tell how many hours this chapter took place in because of this clue and that clue. Okay. Because I think in number 3, he sort of remarks that it really hasn't been that long, and he's already forgetting things.
Yeah.
Okay, for some reason my Skype window that I keep on shutting down, like Skype doesn't have to be on, but like the window thing will say, oh, this Skype message came on. I like to turn that off, and it keeps on popping up again.
Skynet.
I know, fucking Skynet. Fucking Skype. What do you think, Peep? What do you think about the internet? What do you think about the internet? Doodle. Yeah, that's always, number 3, he's, as I said, was in the attic trying to live like a human in a hawk's body. And he was scared to death when he made his first kill because he thought he was losing it, and he decided to live fully as a hawk for a few days just because he gave up. And it's really sort of a creepy chapter to read of he mentions that like during the day the hawk side had no problem taking over, but at nighttime it's like Tobias was this tiny little piece of him that kept on sort of crying out, just moaning, basically. So it's like the relationship at that point was Tobias didn't really exist. Really fucking creepy.
Hmm. I want out. I want to come back.
Come back to us, cat. Come back.
I can't. I'm stuck in a bird's body.
Yeah, well, Peep's stuck in a bird's body and he still manages to be here. What's your excuse?
I'm not supposed to be here.
Hey, Peep, what the hell are you doing? He's like likely pecking at my, gnawing on my finger, like not at a point where it actually hurts, but it sort of feels funny, like he's half-assing it. Like if I do
He's
this,
using Tobias as a role model. He wants to be a bird of prey when he grows up.
yeah, he's like, I'm gonna eat you, nom nom nom, nom nom nom. What if I try to eat you, Peep? Yeah,
I think
we're
you've managed.
that.
You're bigger than him.
They're
I think you've managed using them.
Yeah, but they're tougher than you think. Like, when he was like gnawing at me, he wasn't even trying. It was more of opening the beak, putting his beak over area of skin, and sort of licking me with his tongue more than anything else. But when they bite, they can fucking bite, and they can find the spots that really hurt. Like, when he does not want to be touched, he'll either fly away, or if I'm holding him, he can, like, the area between the fingernail and the skin, he can bite there and it fucking hurts. And he can bite the finger, bite down, and so it really hurts.
Ouch.
So it's funny when, like, there's a funny bird video and someone like cries out, "Oh, that's abuse. That bird clearly doesn't want to be held like that." And like, me and people that actually own birds are like, if that bird didn't want to fucking be there, there would be blood drawn. It might be slight.
Carry on.
No, you go on.
They can be vicious little beasts if they want to.
Yeah, he's like, okay. How about you nom on this instead of my finger? Okay, use that as a perch. This was millet. Their little treat. Okay, he's standing on it and eating it now, I guess. I thought he was just going to be dumb and not realize that was millet.
Well, I'm glad this is a bird-themed episode.
Yeah, that's totally why I have this guy here. I'm not laughing at you, Beep. I'm laughing with you. You just sort of looked at me. So, I think we covered Peep and his human side.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking at me like, you asshole. I think I'm an asshole and eat that fucking treat underneath you. Okay, what's that next up on the notes? I can't get to them right now. But is it the up? God damn it! Hang on, no, I can get to it.
Downside of his human side.
Okay, good. Sorry, folks. This is why you have a co-host. So when you have a bird guest, they can. It's not a total fucking disaster. We're professionals.
Yep, we've been saying this for months. We are professionals, we promise.
Yeah, I think years now. Yeah, at least a year. But anyways, months, year, what's the difference?
Maybe we should try and do an anniversary episode. Why don't we make this the anniversary episode?
No, we'll make another anniversary episode. Yeah, okay. It's like, better be in that episode. But the downside of his human side. So if to use his hawk morph, he needs, to have the hawk instincts. And you read number 33, so how would that torture book be if Tobias didn't have the hawk morph to hide inside?
Run that by me again.
In number 33, Tobias used his hawk morph to, bear the brunt of the torture, because the hawks and humans view pain a different way. So what would happen in the book if he did not have that safety net? What if he was the human being tortured?
I don't think it would have lasted anywhere near as long.
Yeah, definitely not. Can you give like a rough outline of what would happen? Just to make everyone, viewers, happy.
Okay, well, in the books, he basically used the bird as a shield, and then he started having his hallucinations. So I want to say maybe he lasted like within an within an hour and a half, having used his hawk side as a shield. But I think that if he hadn't been able to do that, I think he would have just sort of been forced to give up a lot sooner. Like maybe within 45 minutes, if of that, because that was some intense literal shit. Some intense literal shit.
Yeah, that was the. Before I continue, I just want to say that book was. I was reading it for another episode of With Extra Happy, and I came to him shitting himself, and I had to put down the book for a moment, and holy shit, this is for kids. How the fuck did I survive my childhood? And I brought it up to Brian. It's like, Aaron, you can stop reading. I'm like, no, I can't. But in The Downside of Human, in number 23, when Tobias finds out that Arya is actually Visher 3, and what happens in that is that they're battling at this York facility to free some Hork Bajir. And so as Tobias is doing this thing, nice little fighter pilot, he sees Arya in a helicopter. Yeah, in a helicopter. I'm sorry I can't hold you the way you want, little buddy, but it's not really meant to be used as a perch. Spoiler alert. He's sort of like, why is it bending so much, mommy? But anyways, Tobias sees Arya in a helicopter and quickly figures out that Arya is a controller, figuring out that Arya is Visher 3, and realizing that his chance at normal life is gone. So he feels such pain, he flies down, lands on the ground, and is unable to cope. And he basically brings up the fact that was his human side. That was his human side being in so much pain, because the hawk would not feel like that. It would not react like that. So one of the big downsides is a human's reaction to mental and physical pain. Now, that's a downside that he has to deal with. Do you think that's fair to say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And just living as being trapped in morph, you have to. Come on, you can eat your millet. God. Okay. This is like their crack, if you're wondering.
Okay then.
Okay. Yeah, just living in a morph like a hawk. You can't live purely as a human because there's going to be some differences. Yeah, birds and humans are different, Peep. And that's
They
not what I
don't
think.
have wings.
It's like, what?
No, we don't. We can't fly.
Oh, I thought Mommy was and the Big Fat Scary Man were the weird ones. What the hell is going on? No wings? No tail? What the hell's wrong with you people?
We're too big and clumsy.
No shit, Mommy bumps into everything. And that's when she's sober. I have no depth perception.
I just can't walk in a straight line.
Well, I think the problem is the straight part for you.
And yes, I'm sober all the time.
Yeah. But, yeah, the reaction to pain, what would you say would be another downside of Tobias's human side?
Just the fact that he's had a crappy life. And the fact that like he knows he can't really fix it.
Hey, Peep, you can't. I'm not edible to you. Parakeets can't eat meat.
I'm gonna try.
He was trying to bite my finger. I was telling him, come on there. Bite my hair. God. It's being bited. Okay, can you continue, Kat? Sorry.
I basically said my piece, just the fact that he had a crappy life and like there was like really no way of fixing that. Plus the fact he feels that if he's gonna stick himself in human morph, then he can't really do anything to help the team out.
Yeah, that's like he could be human, but then he couldn't fight. And neither of us reread this book for this podcast, but number 13, big old blue dick himself, Ellimist, like says, "Oh, I'll give you what do you want, Tobias?" And Tobias says, "You know what I want." And it could be the Ellimist was actually more right than either myself or Tobias or Peep. Do you want to admit it? Do you want the big blue dick and be smart? We're anti-big blue dick of the universe.
And screw anime pride.
Yeah, that's another polite word to use. But anyways, it could be that Tobias needs the fight, that he can live as a human. I mean, Tobias is now so tough because he can morph, because he can fight, and it could be that Tobias's hawk side is giving him strength. Maybe. What do you think? Do you think birds? Don't do that again, Mommy. And again, people, if Peep did not want that, he could fly away, he could bite the shit out of me. He's like a little parakeet. But God, can those people bite. God, but anyways, so yeah, Tobias needs to fight. Maybe he also needs to be in a hawk morph, because let's think about it. If Elmas did what Tobias wanted to, and not only gave Tobias the ability to morph, but gave him a human body, like, how would he live? I don't think living with the aunt and uncle would be good, not just because of the abuse, but because he would have to be shipped back and forth and we would have to deal with that problem.
Yep. And I don't think that was fun the first time.
Oh god, no. Pete's probably thinking like, why wouldn't anyone want to live as a burb?
I don't think I would mind it. I mean, my eyesight would be better, my hearing would be better, I'd be able to fly.
I'd like to actually live as a bird. I would like to be a raven. It's just like not a bird of prey, but they're sort of the jokesters, sort of assholes. In different mythologies, they're tricksters. There's the little birdie stretch, and they have a connection between wolves and saying that, hey, wolf, hey, there's some prey, like there's some really tasty prey, and the wolves kill it, and then after the wolves are done eating, the raven's like, don't mind if I do. I can get other people to do my shit for me. I think I'm just an asshole. Okay.
Well, you're manipulative.
Don't tell people that.
Too late.
Okay, Burby Burp. Let's see, we done the relationship to its hawk side, human side, downside of his human side. What would you say is the downside to Tobias's hawk side? Peeps like there's a downside?
The downside to his hawk side, yes, that's what I have written here. I would say the fact that he is unable to enjoy the few joys that we have, being able to enjoy various food and being able to enjoy various types of entertainment, even though he could, as he said in book 3, he could get into concerts for free.
Yeah, that's fucking great.
Yeah.
It's like food. But with the food, okay, before you continue, I'm thinking of Axe. He's like, I can't enjoy cinnamon buns anymore? What's the point?
Well, you probably could, but I don't know if the whole body could digest it properly.
I don't think they would be tasty. I mean, in number 3, when Tobias is eating the food Jake left for him, he's like, I wish this was real meat, that it was just fresh and bleeding. So he's like, that's extreme.
Also, like, while you're stuck as a hawk, obviously you can't really properly hang out with your friends. I mean, I know that Rachel kind of managed to let him get by like taking the meat out of the
hamburger.
Yeah.
Oh, I want a Big Mac now. What do you think about a Big Mac, Peep? You can have the lettuce.
He's just staring at the coffee mug, making sure it doesn't attack him again.
Okay, again. This is a subplot.
Yeah. So aside from like what Rachel managed to sort out for them hanging out, that's basically the only way that he managed to enjoy like social interaction. So yeah, there's a big lack of that.
But social interaction, not just with the Megamorphs book, when he was like, I can't, hawks don't hang out and like have parties. I said, like, anyone listening that can draw, there's a submit button to my Tumblr. I want to submit pictures of hawks and party hats at a pool party. But yeah, social interact. But back on topic. No one has submitted any things we suggested. Some of the insane shit we suggested. There's been no like drawings. It just fucking sucks. But anyways, Tobias can't go to a pool party. He can't go to a movie, with Rachel, put his arm around Rachel. Well, it's like,
I mean, you could try doing it with a wing, but it'll just be a bit awkward.
he makes it. Okay,
You're
I think
too
that.
big.
Yeah, it's like, and then I think in one of the books he comments that I can't really hug Rachel. Well, as a hawk, because hawks don't really do the hugging thing. Do we want to try to hug Peep? Do we have that sort of relationship where I could abuse you like that? It's like, do you want to lose a limb? I may be small, but I can fuck you up.
He's like me. Don't pick me up.
Yeah, Burbs are a unique sort of pet because you have to earn their respect. Like a cat or a dog, you can grab them and sort of do what you want a little more. Burbs are like, if they don't like what you're doing, you can't do shit. Like if I had Peep in here, not Peep, I'm sorry, I forgot you, but Lemon, who looks just like him except that she's like a little fatter and her tail's all yellow, she won't really come up to you or let you pet her. I think every now and again I've managed to sort of put a finger on her, and when I'm trying to get them back into the cage and she flies around and she sort of falls near me, she'll sometimes go grab onto my leg. Like, that's really the only time she really interacts, and she won't allow me to get near her at all because you do have to earn the respect of a burb. So yeah. But yeah, if you ever see a video actually done of, say, human hugging a hawk as like a little joke, like, and everyone survives, yeah, and if everyone survives, there was probably years of buildup of trust for that shit to go down. So yeah, don't try that at home. Don't go, oh, if I manage to build up that trust and just suddenly like, oh, the hawk seems to be liking me, just hug it. Yeah, it
will scream at you.
No, that's the worst it could do. I mean, because the beak and the talons can rip and tear. Yeah, so that's why, like, if it was just screaming like this little bastard can scream, every parakeet can scream. They're so fucking small, but it sounds like a much bigger animal when they start squawking. Like, squawking's like one thing, you can deal with it. What's the clawing? But yeah, anyways, the downside of the hawk's eye with social interactions, like hugging, dancing. I don't dance, so I wouldn't give a shit if I couldn't dance anymore. If I had an excuse not to dance, I'd be, thank God. Now I can say, oh yeah, sorry, honey, I'm stuck as a burb, so, oh God, I'm sorry, I can't dance with you tonight. I'm so sorry.
I'm hungry, I gotta go catch something.
Okay. Don't, yeah. Oh, you're not actually going to get something because I was like, hey, want to go get some KFC or Chick-fil-A? Oh, I'm sorry. It's like if I one of the friend who actually gave me Peep and Lemon for free. Long story short, the two weren't really working out with the rest of her birds, and so I was the first name she thought of. Duh. But yeah, she will give them like eggs. Her birds' eggs.
To eat?
Yes. And they'll eat them and they'll like them.
Well, okay then.
So I think it's more that birds, it's like different species. Like, if they don't care if it's like, I guess, another species, but if it's another parakeet, they might mind. Are you picking on what sort of eggs you like, Peep?
I think he's a bit too embarrassed to answer.
And then I've done things unspeakable.
I have done things I shall not speak of.
Oh God, yeah. I like how this is turning out with the Peep rather than last episode.
Yeah, well, yeah, this is a bird-themed episode. He fits.
No, it's just that I had to have him 2 hours prior, and he actually calmed down a little bit. So.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, he was flying around. He loved the goddamn van up there.
Yeah.
Oh god, he loved that goddamn. But anyway, so the downside, and the hawks don't really seem to love or care as the human does. Number 3, the thing that finally snaps him out of his hawk days is seeing a Hork-Bajir chase some humans. Now, before he snapped out of it, the hawk side was like, oh, it's predator and prey, not much different from what I do. So a pure hawk might not even understand why there's such a need to stop the Yeerks. Like, what are they doing that's bad? They're just predators.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be that if he went pure hawk, he would not even be able to understand the war, which is like the first time Tobias actually stood up for himself was when he found out about the Yeerk. So that's one like the most important things to him. I'm sorry. Okay. Sorry, I was making sure it wasn't someone I knew texting me. It was just sorry, Pete. Sorry, there's a coat. Oh, there's a coaty coat. Oh, yes, you are. Oh, okay. Okay, so are we done talking about the downsides of your hockey pool?
I think so. That's everything I have written here.
Okay. God. I feel I don't really have notes. I just have an outline, and I just hope to God I remember shit. That's sort of why I like having you on here, because you have your shit together. Me, I'm like, do. Okay, this wasn't a total disaster. Yay! Okay, now since I'm the sort of person to start with the negative, but then I'll go into the positive. I was in a creative writing class in college, and the suggestion was like, when you're critiquing, always start with the positive and then go to the negatives. Me, I'm like, I'm sort of a pessimist, so sometimes the downsides
Let's just
appear.
Get the bad stuff out of the way first.
Like whenever I'm doing something, the thing that sticks out most is what I focus on. But yeah, so now that we're finished talking about the downsides, let's talk about the upsides. So let's start up with the upsides of the human.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah!
Yay! Okay.
Yeah! It just Peeps like turning his head like, what the fuck? And so I have to keep on doing that again and again.
What are you guys doing?
What are you doing? Oh, sorry. I actually got some of the wing in my hair, so that seemed it. He's like, damn you. Okay, upside of the human side.
The fact that he has emotions and he can think outside of the box that is the hawk mind, and like you said, he can understand the war and stuff.
Yeah, he can actually understand the war. Okay, I realized I didn't put this in the outline, but we'll discuss evil and good Tobias at the end. I just realized. I was sort of drunk when I was writing this, so should not have said that.
Well, you made a surprising amount of sense for being drunk. Very well done.
I'm very much lightweight, so it's like half a glass, and I started to get dizzy and so.
Just kind of, nope, I'm stopping now.
No, it was more the stomach. I could drink more, but it's just, I'm also on an opioid, so.
Oh.
Not smart.
I've never got drunk. I do not know how this works, surprisingly enough.
The drunk it's very much, your pacing, because it's not just what you drink, it's also you also need to eat while you drink.
Oh.
And if you do things correctly, which I manage to do most of the time, I usually maybe have a bottle of beer or a glass of wine. I only drink more if it's a special occasion. Oh. And when that happens, it's pacing and realizing when you're at your limits, and then it's a good time and you avoid a hangover.
I think we need to talk to today's teens about that method then.
Okay, damn it. I think okay, I'm sorry, let's go into the slight PSA mode, but drinking is just something that's done. Do not overdo it. I mean, you can have fun drinking, but know your limits.
What if you drunk morphed?
What?
What if you drunk morphed? That would terrify so
Oh
many
my
people.
gosh.
Especially if you just stopped halfway going, what the fuck am I doing?
Oh god, you know,
which way am I going?
Like the mid-morph, you know, those are always the freakiest.
Yeah, it's just like half-flight. Which way am I supposed
Oh
to go?
god. Yeah, don't. Okay. Oh god, I have it. We need a good PSA.
Don't drink and morph.
Morph.
Don't drink and morph.
God, we need that as a shirt.
Shirt number 25 or whatever, how many of them we've got. We'll write that down.
Yeah, don't drink and morph. God, yeah, I'm going to. If we have an artist friend out there that doesn't mind being paid, and then having their shirts sold to maybe one person, so it's like, yeah, seriously, the fuck Andalite Pride only sold one shirt.
Oh.
Yeah, it was my good friend Trey. So.
Oh, we got one sold. I call that an achievement.
Yeah, I'll send you the link to the Cafe Press. Actually, I'll just post the link in the video.
Good idea.
Just mind you, the link won't just show the fucking Blight Pride, it will show also another design. So, yeah, so just scroll down the page and you'll get to it. We need to sell more of these shirts. Okay, sorry, okay. Where were we going? Okay,
we were talking about the upside of the human side.
Yeah, you can actually get drunk because responsibly drunk. Like, there's some alcohols actually. I don't like to drink absinthe if I'm out of the house, because if something goes wrong, I like to immediately be able to go to bed. Okay, you can get drunk. Okay, what's another episode of the Human Morph? And you can't understand the war, so.
Being able to fit into, well, assuming you remember how to human, you can fit into being around humans better.
I don't know how to human.
Neither do I.
Well, I think it's a fucking myth. But continue.
Basically what I wrote here is about like the small joys that I mentioned that he can't enjoy because he's in Hawk Morph. Like he'd actually be able to go out and socialize, and he can go and see films and stuff and things. Yes. I'm sorry, my brain just whooshed to somewhere else.
It's okay, my brain always poofs. Yeah, he can.
My case.
Sorry. Whenever I move, he has to readjust his legs. Okay, I can actually see better here. But yeah, the human side, he can go to a movie, enjoy Star Wars, Star Trek, Marvel movies, go on an actual date with Rachel without having to watch the clock to see how long he's been in more. He can enjoy a lot more foods. He can actually enjoy cinnamon buns.
Give me the buns!
Yeah, that is probably the shirt we should make for this podcast.
Yep.
Yeah, I have to think about doing that.
I kind of want to make a Mama Mountain shirt, but back on track.
Oh, good. Yeah, that was last episode, folks, if you don't know. If you don't know why, you should be watching everything I put out, so how dare you miss an episode? I'll see.
That's just inconsiderate.
Yeah, I mean, I'll see peep on you if you keep on pulling that bullshit. Mommy, stop bringing me into this.
I just want to sit here and enjoy your company, Mom.
I don't want to kill anyone. I just totally said, like, maybe. Yeah, Mommy. Oh, God, but... yeah. Food... and humans capable of what we know as love.
Mm-hmm.
Dedication.
Actual emotions.
Well, birds have emotions. They have logic when they decide to use it. Which you usually don't.
That's birds and cats both.
Okay. They have logic, they just are like, well, if you want me to, obviously I'm not going to.
Rebel.
Oh, God, but yes, love. Yeah, and humans. You brought up logic, and while birds do have logic, it's not in the same sense as humans do. They can. If Tobias was to totally forego a human side, he would not be able to plan like he's able to. I mean, he brought up in number 3 that the hawk he freed most likely won't connect him to opening the cage, and well, that's just one little part. It actually has some implications, because if Tobias wasn't able to tell what caused what, he could end up making a shitload of mistakes, especially since he's their eyes in the sky and tracking controllers and figuring out what places are most likely Yeerk pools, figuring out which people are actually controllers. If he's not able to connect like a human, he will be useless in his role of spy.
Mm.
What do you think, Peep? He's actually a very talkative bird. He's just quiet. I think because I don't have any other sounds going on he's talking to.
Ew.
Yeah. So do you have anything else to say?
Are you asking me or Peep?
I'm asking you, actually.
Okay, just wanted to check. No, that's basically it.
Yeah. Okay, done. It's like, why the fuck do you keep on moving, Mom?
I'm trying to enjoy myself. Stop.
Stop, Mommy. Mom. You're so cute. You sure? You sure? Ooh. Ooh. Sorry, I'm gonna make myself sick there.
Mom, stop.
Okay, what's the upside of his hawk side? And
Freedom!
people like, there's a downside of being a bird, because I was very confused at that segment.
Mom, no.
Stop.
People can see us, no.
Oh god, but yeah, the upside, oh god, the freedom, the flying. It's like,
Yes. And being able to get into concerts for free, I think that's probably one of the few things.
okay, yeah, and going to the gardens.
Oh
No,
yeah.
he can't, as he brought up, he can't actually ride on any of the rides. Although Jake and Marco and Seagull rode one of the roller coasters.
I still have this brilliant image of Tobias just holding on to the seat bars on the roller coaster and just diving down, just holding on to it, just flaring his wings out like whee!
But yeah, he could, like, if there's a special exhibit of the gardens, like that's a limited time, maybe you have to pay a little extra, he can go, oh, I think I just happen to be flying over.
Look at all these animals.
Oh, I would like to eat that one, and that one, and that one over there.
I don't think I could eat the rhino, but I'm certainly gonna try.
I'm gonna try. Hey, imagine it's Tobias surviving an incident with rhinoceros and managing to get it to Cassie's barn, and they're like, "What happened?" There was this thing, and I did it, and it was stupid and awesome, and this is totally not connected to why I'm here. But did you know that hawks can't eat rhinoceros?
No shit, Tobias.
I know, right? It surprised me too.
What gave you that idea, Tobias?
What?
What gave you that idea, Tobias?
I have no idea. Who brought me up to it?
Did Marco set you up to it?
No.
Did he dare you?
No, Marco was not involved. I would like to. No, Marco was definitely involved. I totally did not do that of my own volition. Nope. Not me, not Mr. Bird Boy.
Well, let's be glad people don't have camera phones in the 90s.
Oh god, yeah, someone brought up the fact that they were trying to do Animorphs in modern times. They would definitely have to work out the technology angle. I think it still could be done, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they already did do that with the re-release of the first 6 books a few years ago.
No, they didn't do the tech. They didn't have like a camera phone.
No, but they had like an MP3 player instead of a Walkman, from what I know.
Oh god, I can't. And they called Xena Warrior Princess Storm.
Oh!
Which is like sacrilege.
Oh!
I was like, if for some reason you're watching this and you have never read Animorphs, just know Rachel is always Xena Warrior Princess. To call her someone else is just...
That doesn't work!
She died for your sins, and then you go and piss on her grave. God. I can understand, like, updating, but still, that was something that did not need to be updated. That was a classic.
It worked. It worked when she was Xena.
Oh, God. I sort of want to start watching Xena because, of Rachel. I haven't for years, but, I still have sort of an interest because, Rachel is Xena Warrior Princess, God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
God, sorry, I feel very strongly. I actually forgot about the whole podcast now because I got so pissed.
I'm sorry.
God, it's okay. I mean, last night I was. Never mind what led to this, but I mentioned Andalite with boobs, and Trey, showed me a search in DeviantArt, and it just pissed me off. It's like, Andalites don't have boobs. Rachel is always Xena Warrior Princess. So that both things get me pissed off.
I don't know whether to be concerned that I can visualize this perfectly.
What perfectly?
The Andalite.
Oh, I actually favorited some of the pictures.
I don't actually want to see it. I can visualize.
Don't worry, it's not. I don't believe it has a nipple, so.
I don't care. I can visualize it fine.
I know you can visualize it fine.
I don't want confirmation.
Okay, but I have to. If I have to suffer, so do you.
Fine. Oh no. What have I done this episode?
You're evil Cassie. Live with it, bitch. What?
I don't know what's happening today.
I don't know either. What's the first? Oh, yeah. I just actually, since I was in DeviantArt finally again, I checked if someone liked my activity and someone liked the picture and added it to one of their collections.
Yay.
Yay, I feel so nice. Okay, it's yeah, it was one of edit for Game of Thrones between Jorah and Daenerys, my OTP of the series. So yeah. Now I have to double check that again. God damn it. Continue talking about Andalites without boobs.
Well, first of all, fuck Andalite pride.
Fuck Andalite boobs. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look, okay. Oh, goddamn, let's fucking get back on track. Okay, upside of Hawkside. Goddamn, how did we get to Andalite boobs? Because I remember Xena Warrior Princess. Oh yeah, I did. We were talking about Xena Warrior Princess.
And then you just randomly brought it up and.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sort of scarred. I'm scarred, and I'm surprised that Peep is staying on my shoulders after that little outburst.
He didn't have a clue what's going on, poor little bud.
He could still fly away. He thought the fucking mug was attacking him, so he fucking flew away.
And I was just trying to wave his tail in your mouth. He doesn't care.
He just looks at me like, what the fuck?
What do you do for Mom?
Oh god, but God, okay, Hawkside, upside of Hawkside of the flying, the freedom. Oh, we were talking about rhinoceroses and Hawks attacking them. Okay, that's where everything went just fucking downhill.
Yes.
It just went fucking downhill after the rhinoceros. But
we're professionals, I promise.
But anyways, God, I can't get my stupidity out of my head. But
basically freedom and the ability to fly.
And the fly and gain places free and to gain away from his disastrous home environment. I mean, no, now he can't be abused by his aunt and uncle.
Oh, definitely. He's his own person now.
I mean, even if he flew to like the uncle and said, "Hey, yo," I don't know why I just went all that way, but like, "Hey, uncle, I'm a hawk now. I'm just going to go and, like, what the, like, even if the uncle reported, hey, my boy's a hawk,
They're probably going to label him as insane.
Just like a controller gets that information.
Oh boy.
Wow, the red-tailed hawks aren't exactly a rare species, so yeah, good luck with that.
Which one is it? I don't know, sir.
It's a red-tailed hawk, and it has a red tail, sort of an asshole. That's all of them, sir.
How many are in this area? About 50?
I mean, I think Fisher 3 might be crazy enough to kill all the red-tailed hawks, but then, Tobias could, fly away for a little bit.
Yep.
I'm like, wow. How many are there in the world? Oh shit, I think. Yeah.
Just burn the whole world. We'll find him eventually.
But Fisher, we're supposed to do the, secret invasion. I don't care, I need that fucking bird. But yeah, the upside and freedom, not just, flying, but from his home life.
Yeah. From his human life, his crappy human life.
Yeah. Describe his human life, Kat.
Well, aside from like the fact that he was basically orphaned and neglected by his aunt and uncle, and then was the victim of bullying while in school. Yeah, I think anybody would happily exchange their life a bit for that.
Yeah. What would you do if you had the choice of being a bird or having a crappy life?
I would happily be a bird. Just given everything I've been through, I would much rather be a bird.
What do you think, Peep?
I don't think he knows any different.
It's like, why wouldn't I want to be a bird?
Why would anybody want to be a human?
Yeah, that's the question.
Ha.
Ah. Fooled you! Got you! Stumped you!
I've been asking myself that for a decade.
Okay, it's just, I would like to be able to change to human every now and again.
Yeah.
I would.
Just to, like play the games and watch the films and listen to podcasts and just enjoy the basic stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, I would be able to do it. Yeah, what do you think? Feel like he's much calmer than last time.
Oh, he's definitely been acting it.
Yeah. It's like, I think the problem with last time was that I got him in like 5 or 10 minutes beforehand when he needs like an hour or two to accumulate.
And now we know.
Okay, we're going to end this episode with, what would evil Tobias be like? Like, if the Hawk side took over, was in greater control, what would happen?
Probably just scratch the hell out of everyone, scratch out their eyes, just total bloodlust, just make the world his buffet.
And then, if he couldn't understand why the Hork-Bajir why he needed to rescue the human from the Hork-Bajir controllers, like, he might not even fight at all. Or he actually might be on the Yeerk side, or he just might not be on either. You might see all these horrendous acts being committed, and there's like, they're predators. What the fuck do I care? They're just going to eat it, and then he makes sweet, sweet love to the lady hawk. And has a bunch of little bird kids. Like, I have a little family, I have a wife, and like, why would I care about, predators doing predator things? Wow, that's odd and different.
That or he could even be a spy for the Yeerks.
The only problem with that, if he doesn't really care about predator on predator action. I mean, predator's killing, not the other thing.
Good, I was concerned for a minute then.
I was going to see how long it could do that little gag.
I was just kind of there thinking, do you want to reword that before I say anything?
Actually, I didn't think I think I realized what I was saying like halfway through that sentence, in all honesty. I tried to play it off. But yeah, he might say like, okay, your predator is doing predator things, why do I care? But he might also not, he might not exactly be a spy, but if a Yeerk asks, hey, what about those humans you used to hang out with? Oh yeah, they're going to actually, I think, attack you here or here, you know. Now can I please continue to hunt? You actually scared off my prey, so can you please go?
I was about to get that mouse.
I was gonna.
Now,
No, I can't.
Now, if you wanna take its place, please volunteer now. Otherwise, stop running.
Or wear a hat. I'm gonna shit on you some.
Yes. If you get on my nerves, you better buy a hat. Look for the messenger.
Oh god, I love that. I should like get in the little cafe press shop like a little hat that, you know, a design that basically just goes for mad red-tailed hawks. In case of mad. Okay, this is why I edit before I do stuff, like when I write, so I actually seem much more intelligent, but have the hat say, put on in case of mad red-tailed hawk.
Yes. Perfect.
God. But yeah, so do you want to add anything else about evil Tobias? Oh, sorry.
No, nothing's coming to mind.
You just shit on me, didn't you?
I don't know, I wasn't watching.
I just see a little spot on my shirt that's probably a piece of shit.
Pete.
He's a burp, he shits. Something you get used to. You know, like, there's a picture of me and Brian over there. He seems to have perched on every time he's gone in for a little bit. And so when he's perching there, he shits. So he shit on Brian's face like twice.
I think he's trying to tell you something.
Thank God Revs doesn't actually keep up with what I do, or else, you know, he might find this insulting.
Sorry, Revs, if you find this in the future.
Yeah, this is one of the rare things you actually watch. Hi!
Hi!
Okay, yeah, so you have nothing really to add. But yeah, in this episode we have dissected the good and bads of Tobias, so I can't go, what's the downside of Tobias? Because we've covered that in depth. And I don't think we need an entire episode for him, but but Tobias is much more complicated because he does have that hawk side to him. Plus, me and Kat just really, really love Tobias.
I adore him.
Yeah, he's so awesome. You're awesome. You're awesome. Ooh. Ooh.
Are you trying to do a TARDIS impression?
No, I'm just raising it up so, you know, Pete will be confused.
I don't think he's very impressed.
He's never goddamn impressed. Boogie boogie boo. Boogie boogie boo. Sorry, I don't. Didn't mean to scare you there. I'm sorry, you goody. You goody. Okay. That is the end of this episode, and next episode we are going to be talking about X's eating habits.
Give me the buns!
Oh my gosh, it would be great if we had like a card for that. Like the front would be something like, hey, let me tell, hey, and then you open up and it gives me the buns, and it's one of those pop out cards too. So it's basically, and it makes this screaming noise.
You hold it up and I'll take it as a cue and I'll say it.
Good. I just like it because the pop out words would be give me the buns, and the sound would just be a random yelling noise to scare the crap out of the person. Oh, good. Now only if I could do arts and crafts, I would totally do that for next episode. What you think? What you think? Oi. Okay, so yeah, an axe eating everything that he can put in his mouth is a little less childish once you actually, stop and consider it. Hence why we're doing an episode on it. It's not going to be an episode where we just take everything he's tried to stick in his mouth and say why that's a stupid idea. Cigarette buns.
Mm-hmm.
Butts. Cigarette butts. Sorry, I combined two things at once.
Cigarette buns. Give me the cigarette buns. I draw that.
God, help us.
I say that every episode. I'm gonna draw that, and then I realize I don't have the artistic talent for this.
I don't have the artistic talent to draw a goddamn stick figure.
I think I can about manage a cigarette bun, so I will try that for next time.
Oh, good. I think Pete might be joining us again next time too, since we figured out the whole thing of giving him 2-hour prep time. Because it is a little. It's not really hard to give him just. It's just I have to do it over a few hours.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, do you have any announcements of your YouTube channel you want to make?
No, I've not put anything new up recently, so no.
Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry, got really goddamn distracted. Thank God this podcast is ending.
Well, yeah, totally not like it's live or anything.
Ow. I have one viewer, and I have the links of things that I've already mentioned in the description, so, yeah, one viewer came and went. Of course, one viewer has to come, right when we're ending things. But anyways, in the description is, the Rinduology and Chronicles of Gaia. But also, the latest entry in my Ultimate Animorphs quiz is out. If you go to my blog, jashikins.blogspot.com, you can view that entry and take it. This time it focuses on my least loved species of the series, Andalites. Some of the questions are easy, some of the questions are hard, and they're sort of spurs, it's not like I gradually go from easy to hard. I think the first question is, where did the Animorphs first meet Alfangor? Abandoned construction site. Really easy. Then it's what's this Andalite word? Who is this Andalite? Spell this first name correctly.
Oh boy.
When I put a personality quiz or a trivia quiz out, I will take it once I've finished everything to see how it works on technical standpoint, because some of the things you notice are wrong, you can only notice when you actually take the quiz. And so I only missed one question. It was an Andalite's name. I added an extra letter.
Oh boy.
It was like Arbat was the answer, and I did Arbrat.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, he was a fucking jerk anyway. So brat. Got it. I mean, most of the Andalites are cunts. Yeah, look at he peeped just a tilt like a yeah, I agree with that. That's an odd. Yeah. Andalites are jerks. Just like you, Mom. Oh, God. I hate you. You're adopted.
Don't tell him that.
It's
like his little law.
Oh, God, yeah. Probably because he's a burp and I'm a human. So, yeah, that's all that's happening, really. So, yeah, nothing new on Cat's End. Ultimate Amor's quiz, and please take it. And if you do have any comments or suggestions, please, tell them to me. And I do update when it runs out of the password runs out, but none of my quizzes have run out yet. But don't worry, they will someday in the far, far future. When people give a shit. Unlike you who give a shit on my shoulder. Okay, so do you have any last words, Kat?
Fuck Andalite pride.
And until next video, goodbye and give me the buns.